going on, everyone? So this is a little bit different of a video than my last one playing with concrete, but this one is I'm going to be installing some hardware on cabinets, and I bought this dandy jig on Amazon, and it was a steal, and I'll make sure to put the link in the description, but it was right around 30 bucks with shipping, and it looks very similar to the $200 one that you can find out there like at Home Depot. They do make a lot cheaper ones, like $10 ones, but you're very limited on the spacing in between the hardware that you need. And I went with, my smallest ones are 5" on center, and the cheap plastic ones that look great, that would work just as good, but it only goes to 4" on center. That's the largest. So I had to either make my own or buy a jig, which I ended up buying this aluminum one. There's also some cheaper ones that look pretty much identical to this one, and they're only like maybe $5 cheaper, and it's all plastic. And I would definitely would not encourage you guys to do the plastic one, because even this aluminum one has a little bit of give when you cinch it down. So I can't even imagine the plastic one. So if you want your jig to stay in place when you're drilling, and to make sure you know that your hardware stays nice and plumb, and it doesn't do this every time you drill holes, I would go with the aluminum one. These pieces here though, however, these red boxes, these guides, these are plastic, but everything else is aluminum. And shoot, I just did my whole kitchen and it worked slick. It definitely takes a little bit to, you know, figure things out. Clamps makes this job a lot easier, and I'll show you how I do it. And we're just gonna start with the doors, and then we'll do the drawers after that. But I already have my jig set up for these guys, so that's why I'm gonna take advantage and get these done, and then I'll switch to the drawers. But basically, you have this T right here as a guide, and then you also have this little fella right here, and that's also a guide. So you just put this, you have a center mark right there, and then these two guides here should help you make your measurements pretty consistent. And once you get these measurements done correctly, then you just go one to another, and it really speeds up the process really quick. I'm not gonna lie, it did take me a little bit to figure it out and to make sure that I was doing correctly. At first I started by just following the measurements on here, but they are a little bit off, or maybe I'm just misusing it. But I just triple check with the tape measure wherever I put it, and just made my measurements accordingly. You know, like for me, for instance, for me right here, I need a 1" 3/8. And then, like I said, my hardware is 5" on center. So 5" on center. Okay, and yeah, so I'm going to show you how I put this on. Okay, so what you do want to make sure is that this guide here, this little red tab here, is completely flushed. And then obviously this guide, this T right here, is completely flushed too. You don't want to see any light going through here or a gap or anything like that. And now I simply just take my 3/16 drill bit and follow those guides. Just drill right there, right through it with the jig in place, and then we'll see how slick this thing is. Oh, and you do want to make sure that you keep your drill level. You don't want to do this or like turn it, because then the holes are not going to line up with your hardware. So you do want to make sure you're somewhat straight. And the next one. Okay. There's that. Take the clamps off. Just like that. And it's pretty clean. Look at that. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, the holes are pretty clean. The back side, obviously, where the hole punched through, it's a little messy, but the head of the screw is going to cover that. If you don't want that to happen, they say if you put like some masking tape on the back and even on the front, it kind of helps with not getting those chips like that. But like I said, you're not going to see it. It's just preference, whatever you guys want to do. But I'll show you how I do the other side and then install the hardware. Okay, so now we just flip this around. It was like this, right? Just like that. And now we're just gonna flip it around, follow the same guides. Just make sure you clamp it. Again, you want to make sure that it's nice and flush. This T right here, you want to make sure that it's up against the door here, and same with this guy right here. You don't want to see any gaps or anything, otherwise you're out of plumb. My kids are having a blast out there. But yeah, same thing with this one. You clamp it. Again, make sure that nothing's shifted. Looks pretty good. Take the drill. Again, super great deal. Less than 30 bucks versus the Pro one that's like 200 bucks. So pretty great deal. Okay, now take the hardware. This particular one, like I said, I'll put a link of this in the description. Comes with 2 different lengths, and I've been using the long ones. And they've been working really good. So what I figure that works easiest is you don't want to push them in all the way. You kind of keep them out a little bit. See? So there's a little bit of room for you to like move it around to line up the holes and everything. And it's not recommended, but I've been using this, my drill, and you just have to go slow. You don't want to like cinch it down right away, and just kind of work up and down, and work with it. I did do the first couple with the Phillips screwdriver and took way too long. Easy as that. Now I'm going to do the other side. So these guys, again, got them on Amazon, and I think like your big block stores, you know, your Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever, they're expensive. They're like anywhere between $7 to like $15 a piece, and I found these on Amazon for about $2 a piece, and they seem to be good quality. I mean, I haven't had them installed and used for a long time, but all the reviews were really good, and so far so good. But as you guys can tell, pretty easy to get these installed. Just like that. There you have it. I have to adjust these. I just noticed this. They're kind of touching, which is really easy. There's adjustments you can make from right there. So, but yeah, I just noticed that. Don't really use these. My kids use them, so I'll have to fix that. But next I'll do those right there, and then I'll start doing the drawers, and I'll show you guys how I do those. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do the drawers next. Okay, so now we're doing the drawers, and this drawer, let's see, it's 15.5. So the halfway point to that is, sorry, I don't want to do the math in my head because I'll probably screw it up. 7 3/4, okay, and then height, we're at 6.5, so 3 1/4 for height. Okay, and I obviously every now and then I like to make sure that all these are nice and tight so they don't move on me. So now, because I have this guide set and it hits the edge right here, then I know that this will always be in the center. And then again, I'm 5 inches on center for my pulls. But I'm really glad that I double checked all the measurements on my drawers. The bottom drawers, obviously they're the same width, but this one is a 1/2 inch taller. So I'm gonna have to adjust this guide here by a 1/2 inch to make sure that I'm in the center. So just don't assume, just because they look the same, don't assume that all your drawers are the same size, because it would be pretty bad if you go ahead and you drill your holes, you put your hardware in, and you step back and you realize you're off 1/2 inch or 1 inch. And trust me, it's noticeable. Even 1/4 of an inch, you would notice it. So yeah, so all right, let's see how it goes. My daughter has like some makeup and stuff in there. Don't want to screw that up. So again, you want to make sure you keep the drill about as straight and as plumb as you can. It'll just make your job a lot easier. Okay, there's one. Go to the next. As you can tell on this one, I didn't put the clamps on it. I just think it's really easy to just hold it in place. With the doors, that's a different story, but with the drawers, I think, I mean, I've done it in the other bathroom and it worked just fine. So let's see what happens. Okay, these look pretty good. We'll go ahead and do the rest, and then I'll have to adjust the jig for this one, because remember, this one is actually 7 inches tall instead of 6.5. So always double check, don't assume. I mean, to me these look exactly the same, but they're not. So here we go. There you have it. At the end of this video, I am going to show you, just so you guys could see this style of pulls on other colors. Throughout the house, we have them on white cabinets and gray cabinets. So, but anywho, this is how you do it, guys. 30 bucks, including shipping. I highly recommend it. I spent that money on that kind of money on a lot dumber things, and this thing will save you so much time and a headache. So highly recommended. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and a thumbs up so you guys could hop on next time I post another video. Alright, thanks.